Hello and welcome. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET Now. I am Snehi Shah. This is a show where we'll be taking you through all the stocks that are buzzing in today's trading session, either on the back of individual news flows. You have a whole host of stocks that are buzzing on the back of brokerage notes coming in today. And along with that, we'll also be giving you a technical check on some of these stocks. And we have a guest joining us on the show in a little bit from now. But let's talk about what the markets are doing today. And it's been a stellar recovery compared to the couple of weeks or rather months of somber trade that we've seen on the street. Today, Nifty is comfortable around that 22,300 mark or above that for sure. We've seen a good 280 to 90 point recovery from the day's lowest point, but we're still 50 odd points low from the day's highest point, but not much to worry about because a 1.1% gain is what we are seeing on the Nifty right now. Sensex 2 in tandem with the Nifty. Sensex is also looking good right now, 1% gain coming in on the Sensex as well. Let's take a look at what the Nifty Bank is doing, a 0.4% uptick coming in on that one. So it has reduced slightly from the day's highest point because at one point you were trading with gains of 0.8%, slight reduction, but nonetheless in the green is where Nifty Bank is right now. Advanced decline ratio very steeply in the favor of the advances today. On the back of that, India VIX is lower by 2.2%. Again, this is the only cut that the street is liking to see, and it's looking good on the India VIX front as well. From the Nifty 50 pack, you barely have 4 stocks that are in the red right now. Remaining all of these other stocks, 46 stocks namely, are in the green. Power Grid, Adani Ports, M&M, NTPC, Adani Enterprises, Aisha, Tata Steel, all trading with gains of anywhere between 3.5% and 5%, looking good for the index right now. Sectorally, metals continue to outperform. It's a 5% uptick coming in almost on the metal index. That's on a month-to-date basis. Today, that index is up by 3%. You have the likes of Hindustan Copper, Vedanta, NMDC. All of these stocks are doing pretty well. Energy, auto, IT, PSU banks, these are your top gainers today. And in fact, all the sectors are in the green, with Nifty Bank, Pharma, FMCG and Realty gaining the least, but nonetheless, these are also seeing gains of anywhere between 1.5% and 3%. So looking good for all these indices today because all of them continue to be in the green. That's what the market construct is shaping up to be like. A lot of stocks are in focus today given the way the markets are headed today. But on that note, let's also welcome on board Nagaraj Shetti, Technical and Derivative Research Analyst at HDFC Securities on the technicals. And from our in-house research team, we have Ravinder joining us. Good afternoon to you, gentlemen. Let's kickstart this edition of Market Fatafat and quickly taking you through the first stock that's in focus. That's Adani Wilmar. Very positive news coming in and a very good jump coming in on the stock today. They've announced the signing of a definitive agreement to acquire GD Foods Manufacturing to increase their portfolio of value-added food products. The acquisition will be executed in multiple tranches, and in the first tranche, it will acquire 80% of the share capital at an agreed enterprise value of 603 crore rupees, and the remaining 20% to be acquired over the next 3 years. Now, GD Foods owns brands Tops, which has built a strong reputation as a household brand in North India over the last 40 years, and it offers high quality products in categories spanning across tomato ketchup, snack sauce, specialty sauces and culinary sauces, jams, pickles, noodles, instant mixes, corn and choco flakes, and cooking essentials such as vinegar, baking powder, cake mix and corn flour. It's a quite popular household brand, and Adani Wilmar's acquisition of this brand is also something that the street is taking very positively. A 7% uptick is being seen on the stock right now. But moving on, let's talk about Cyient, because Nagaraj, that's the stock that you've picked out for us on the charts. Give us a sense of where you think this stock is headed. Today, this stock is trading with gains of 5%. However, last 1 month is given a cut of 15%. Last 6 months, it's 35% lower. So do you believe that today's jump in this stock is a dead cat bounce, or do you think this trend could continue going ahead?
Hi, good afternoon, Snehi. I think the overall chart pattern of Cyient is going to be a reversal at the lower levels, and it is going to be an important reversal point at this point of time. The overall chart pattern is moving up, and I'm expecting this to be a further upside. Momentum is likely to come in the Cyient, and 1400 is going to be the next upside levels to be watched in the near term.
So those are the levels that Nagaraj is spotting on Cyient. Ravinder, coming to you, you've picked out the high flyer of today's trading session. Coforge is the stock. Tell us all the buzz around this because it's multiple news flows coming at once for Coforge.
Well, there are multiple news for Coforge. Firstly, talk about stock split, where the board has approved share split of 1 share of face value of 10 rupees each to 5 shares of face value of rupees 2 each. And there are also 2 acquisitions coming in, where company subsidiary Coforge Inc. has agreed to enter into a stock purchase agreement with Rhythms to acquire all of the outstanding shares of capital stock of Rhythm's Inc. for an initial upfront purchase consideration of $30 million. An additional earnout amount will be payable to the shareholder of the targeted company in 2 tranches based on achievement performance of certain revenue and EBITDA target for CY25 and CY26, subject to maximum payout of $18.7 million. And there are second acquisition coming in where subsidiary Coforge Technology Australia has agreed to enter into a share sale agreement with TM Limited, an initial upfront purchase consideration of AUD 20 million. And apart from this, company has also signed a deal with Sabre where they have launched strategic collaboration with trusted engineering partner Coforge to accelerate pace of product innovation and delivery Fortfin partnership. And there are also some brokerages view coming in where Kotak has upgraded the stock to buy with target price of rupees 9,000, and Jefferies has also given a buy call with target price of rupees 10,350.
Okay, so lots of factors that are surrounding Coforge today. That stock is up and away in today's trading session. Nagaraj, coming to you, Tata Power is a stock that you've picked out for us. Today the stock is doing well. Last 1 month, a very nominal cut coming in. Last 6 months, lower by 15%. Last 1 year, also a very minor cut coming in on the stock. It's been rather flat over a very long period of time. What's the outlook on Tata Power going ahead?
Yeah, this Tata Power has been in an accumulation phase over the last 1 month, and we observe a couple of bottoms at the lower levels around 330, 325 levels, and the stock is repeatedly testing higher levels to break above the hurdle. The chart pattern is looking positive. I'm expecting further upside bounces in the Tata Power, and the next resistance to be watched is around 380 in the next 1 month.
So that view coming in. Let's talk about another stock that's actually lending some acceleration to the Nifty today. That's M&M that I'm talking about. This is on the back of a note coming in from UBS today on M&M. They've upgraded the stock to a buy rating from neutral. On the flip side, they've cut the target price to 3,300 from 3,460 earlier. But it's the rating upgrade that is actually keeping the stock in focus today. And overall also, this is lending support to the Nifty. Now, UBS believes that the SUV segment is expected to see high single-digit volume growth going ahead, and Tesla's India plans may not be of major threat to the company. Farm equipment's business is expected to do well as well, and the share price correction on the back of EV-related news flow is an overreaction of the markets, is what UBS is noting. They also say that domestic SUVs account for 50% of the EBIT, and they also make tractors, which is a segment that M&M has done pretty well in over the course of last few months. And so on the back of that, M&M is in focus, up 4.5% as we speak. Excuse me. Let's talk about the next stock, and Nagaraj, NTPC is the stock that you've picked for us. What's the outlook on the charts going ahead?
Yeah, NTPC has recently made a higher bottom after a sharp upside bounce, and the overall chart pattern is indicating that worst seems to be over for this NTPC, and formed a double bottom kind of a pattern around 290 odd levels, and currently placed at the edge of upside breakout of around 325, 330 levels. I'm expecting further upside for the stocks, and likely to show a decisive upside breakout on this front, and 355 is going to be the next resistance to watch once it moves above this hurdle.
355 is the next target that Nagaraj is spotting on NTPC. On that note, we'll slip into a very short break and keep it going with all the stocks in focus just on the other side. We'll be right back. Hi there, welcome back to Market Fatafat. Let's keep it going with all the stocks in focus. And Ravinder, coming to you, you've picked out M&M Financial Services as your stock to talk about. This stock is also doing pretty well on the back of a brokerage note. Tell us what it is.
Well, M&M Financial Services is in focus, where JP Morgan has come out with their note on the stock, and they have maintained their overweight rating with assumed coverage and hiked target price to rupees 235 from 235 to 320. They say that the company is well poised for growth, which will be driven by positive rural momentum, and they also say that the ROE baseline reset to 1.8 to 2%, which looks reasonable. And JP Morgan says that the NIMS is expected to improve, which will be supported by favorable interest rate cycle, higher core fee income, and a strong tractor cycle. They say that the significant improvement in flow rate observed in Q3 and loan disbursement growth is boosted by diversification. And lastly, JP Morgan said that the upcoming right issue remains a key overhang, but its completion will clear near-term uncertainties. And back of this brokerage note, stock is up over 4%.
Okay, well, a 4% almost gain coming in on M&M Financial, so that's the reason the stock is in focus. Nagaraj, coming to you, JSW Steel is the stock that we're talking about. It's been rather flat, it's been very steady, not given any negative shocks, but it's been very flat over the last 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. However, over the course of the last 1 year, it's given a modest 20% return. What's the outlook now on the charts going ahead?
Yeah, outlook is positive for GSW. This is the one stock that has been outperforming in the middle pack, and recently after a small dip, this stock has bounced back in today's session. A lot of strength is showing in this overall chart pattern, and I'm expecting a further upside towards 1040-45 levels, where the next hurdles come in the near term.
Okay, so that's the outlook on JSW Steel. Let's move on and talk about Power Grid. This is another stock that's doing very well in today's trading session. The company has been declared the successful bidder for 3 interstate transmission system projects under the tariff-based competitive bidding process. The first project is the transmission system for the Rajasthan REZ Phase 5 and the development of double-circuit transmission lines across Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. The second project involves adding to the transformation capacity in Gujarat and focusing on the ICT augmentation works. And lastly, the third project is the transmission system for integration of the Kurnool 4 REZ and transmission lines across Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. While we don't have the quantum of this order win, it seems to be significant because these are three interstate projects that the company has bagged, and on the back of that, the stock is holding up very smartly, of more than 4% gain coming in on the stock today. But let's move on, and Nagaraj, NMDC is the stock that you've picked out for us today. When I pull up the charts, today of course the stock is doing pretty well. Last 6 months it's given a slight cut of 8%. Last 1 year the stock is lower by 20%. You see the tides turning for this one on the charts now.
Yeah, it has been showing a consolidation pattern last couple of months at the support of around 60. Recently, after the formation of higher bottom, this stock has moved up in today's session very well. And we have seen some couple of important reversal pattern in the last couple of sessions as hammer and high tap candle after a decline, reasonable decline, which indicates that probability of important higher bottom formation. So more upside is likely in the near term, and 68 to 69 is going to be the next hurdle to be watched in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, that's the take on NMDC bullish outlook coming in from Nagaraj. Ravinder, coming to you, Biocon is the stock that you've picked out, and positive news for this one as well, we understand.
Well, yes, Biocon is engaged in the business of manufacturing of biotechnology product and research services, where company has received final approval from its ANDA, which is abbreviated new drug application, from US FDA for its 2 capsule, which is a cancer drug enhancing its US oncology market presence. And also, company has received tentative US FDA approval for its ANDA for one of its drug, and which is an anti-glucan used to treat deep vein thrombosis and pulmonary embolism and to reduce stroke risk. And back on of this note, stock is up over 2%.
Okay, looking good for Biocon as well on the back of those US FDA approvals coming in. Nagaraj, Motilal Oswal is the stock that you've picked out. Last 1 year it's given a stellar 40% return. However, in the last 6 months it's corrected also by 23%. What's the outlook on the charts going ahead? Do you believe this volatility could settle now?
Yeah, I think so, because we have seen some tremendous decline in this brokerage stocks at the lower levels around 570, 75. In the last few weeks, it has been showing some wedge kind of a pattern at the lower levels, currently placed at the resistance of around 600 levels of a downsloping trend. And once it breaks out, a trend revival is likely to happen in the stock, and the stock would move up further sharply. So on the upside breakout, the next resistance to be watched is around 650.
615 on the upside is what Nagaraj is spotting for Motilal Oswal. Let's move on, talk about Lupin. This stock is also in focus on the back of a brokerage update coming in. It's a note coming in from Citi on Lupin, where they've double upgraded the stock to a buy rating from a sell rating. Target price at 2260 compared to the 1900 rupees per share target earlier. They also believe that the launches that the company is doing in the US is providing the main sustenance to the margin strength, and base business margin expansion may also be sustainable going ahead. They're also highlighting that the non-US market is too showing good traction, and valuations continue to be below mean, which is what is making the stock very attractive to them. So that's Citi's double upgrade coming into Lupin, and also a price hike coming in, a target hike coming in. That stock is higher by 2.7% as we speak. Nagaraj, coming to you again, Bharat Dynamics is what we've picked out. The defense stocks have done pretty well in yesterday's trade, even when the markets were sideways, and they continue to hold in strength. What's the outlook going ahead?
Yes, this defense stock has been in a limelight over the last few weeks. It has been a constant down run, and recently some important bottom reversal has happened around 900 odd levels, and the stock has bounced back. Overall chart pattern is looking positive. The overall pattern is indicating formation of a crucial bottom reversal at this point of time, and I'm expecting further upside from 1050, 1051, and we could see that. The next resistance of 280 EMA is placed around 1150 level, which could be a next overhead hurdle for the stocks in the near term.
Okay, so that's the outlook on Bharat Dynamics. And lastly, Ravinder, coming to you, Ambuja Cements is the stock you've picked out. We've been going really fast on this edition of Fatafat. Quickly sum up why you've picked up this stock today.
Well, yes, Ambuja Cement is in focus, where company has signed a share purchase agreement for acquisition of 7.76 crore of equity shares, which represent a 37.9% of the existing share capital of Orient Cement Limited as a primary acquisition. And additionally, another share purchase agreement has been executed for acquisition of 1.82 crore of equity shares, which represent a 8.9% of the existing share capital. Furthermore, an open offer has been announced for up to 5.3 crore of equity shares, which constitute a 26% of the expanded share capital at a price of 395.40 per share, aimed at a public shareholders of the target company, and Competition Commission of India has unconditionally approved the proposed combination.
Okay, Ravinder, thanks for summing that up. Ambuja Cements also up 2.5%. On that note, we are timed out on this edition of Market Fatafat. Nagaraj and Ravinder, thanks so much for joining. We were able to cover 15 stocks in today's half-hour edition. Viewers, thanks so much for watching and stay tuned to ET Now.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.